Hello folks, hey, this is Joe Buzzamir. Hey, I was just trying to make a video for somebody and I was trying to use my cheap camera and I noticed that my camera, the screen, my HMI screen is so bright that my camera can't read it. And so I got to thinking, well, I dimmed my lights in my office, tried to do that. I even turned on another light like this, tried to make maybe the camera see that. That maybe helped a little bit, as you can see, but either way you cut it, my camera sees the screen too bright. Too bright, that's what I said. So I want to make the screen adjustable where I can adjust the brightness of this thing. So in Crimson, here's a couple pages. Also, I'm using a black background for one with white font and another one with white background with black font. That's what I'm doing here. Now, but in this case, if I go over to data tags, again, the goal of this is I would like to be able to adjust the brightness of my screen. So I created an internal tag and I called it bright level. Notice I did not make it retentive. It's just an internal tag. It's not retentive. But if I go to the triggers tab, and on the triggers tab, I'm saying anytime that thing changes by just one, I want to do a function where disk brightness equals bright level. And you might ask, what is disk brightness? Well, in the lower right-hand corner of Crimson, if you go to System, and then if you expand the variables tree, there's a function here called DispBrightness. And if you right-click on that and show Help Info, it'll take you to the PDF manual, and all that thing says, hey, from a value from 0 to 100, it'll adjust the brightness of the screen with 0 being completely off. So I've got that here. You can you can either type this in like this. Some computers, you can hit the edit button and you can drag that function over. Some PCs, when I teach class, this comes up really small. It's very hard to type. There's something with Windows. Don't ask me, I don't know how to fix it. But the other thing you can do is you can hit the pull down here, go to complex, and you can just drag the stuff in here, put a semicolon at the end, and you can say here, adjust screen brightness, for instance. And I always like to label that because when you hit enter, it puts it here. Why did I put a slash? I don't know why. Anyway, there you go. Okay, now on display pages, what I'm using here is a little old Crimson 3.0 slider bar. And you can find that over on the right side of primitives. And if you slide down and go into legacy primitives, I'm using this right here. This it's actually a Crimson 2 graphic. C2, I drag that out there like that. And then if I double click on this thing, when you adjust this, I want it to adjust the tag called bright level. So I simply grab this and drag and drop it right here. That's all. All right, let's see how this works, team. Let me go and save it and download it. And you can see the camera here. I'm updating the screen. At least I think I am. So let's see what happens. Okay. So here I am on the screen. I also have the web browser open for this thing. So we can use that here. Okay, right now, let's go ahead and do this. So if I go to white background, again, notice how bright it is. Okay. Now, I'm going to adjust my brightness here. And if I go all the way down to the bottom, can I drag this? These are all clickies. So if I click all the way to the bottom, look, disk brightness right now is at 0. It's not even on. If I just click 1, bright level 1, look at that. Now it's really dim in front of me, but you can see it on the camera there. And if I make it full screen, that's what it looks like right there. Let's switch that to the black background by pressing that button. See how easy that is to see? Now if I adjust that brightness, I can't really see it on the button. Well, if I just use my hand here. Yep. You can see me adjusting that. That becomes so bright, can't even see it. If I go all the way down the bottom here, that's that. What if I now see? Here. There we go. Isn't that pretty cool? Now, the one thing I was going to say, the one thing I was going to say here is, let me go ahead and shrink this down. Since I did not make that tag retentive, if I leave this at 1, and I think the white background is the startup page, notice you can see it here. I would like to, I'm going to cycle power to the HMI, and on power up, this should come up really bright because I don't have this set to retentive. And by default, brightness should be 100. DispBrightness should be 100. So hold on, let's cycle power. All right, turn it off. Let me go ahead and power back up. Let's see what it does here, team. Wish I had like a drum roll thing. It should come up really bright. At least that's what I'm predicting, but let's see. It's taking forever to start up. Interesting. It didn't. Okay, so here's something to ponder. Why? I don't know why that seemed to be repetitive. This could be a gotcha, because if somebody cycled that down to 0 and then they couldn't see the button or forgot or whatever, that could be a problem. So I'm going to do this just to cover my bases. I'm going to go over to display pages on the left. I'm going to click on the word pages up on top. Anytime I start this thing up, I want the DispBrightness to always be 100%. I mean, you could make it 50%, but I'm going to do 100. So what I'm going to do here is, right here in the on startup, hit the pull down, go to complex. Brings up this nice editor window. I'm going to go to the lower right hand side, go to system. I'm going to grab that DispBrightness, drag it right here like that. Boom, space equals, I'm going to put in 100, semicolon. And up here where it says complex code, set brightness to 100 upon power up. All right, I'm going to hit OK. There you go. That's what's in there. Let me save this. Let's go ahead and download it again, because obviously my test failed, because you can see it came up with DispBrightness 1, and that was not what I wanted. So let's see it. Let me try it again. Download this. Now this time, when it powers up after it downloads, it should take on this. And yes, it did. You see that? It came up 100. Now hold on. Don't be sold yet. Let me go here again. Let's adjust this guy down here where I was a second ago. There it is. It's a 1. You can see it. If I go there, it's perfect. But let me try that test again on power up, just to play it safe, to be honest. I mean, you guys saw it when I downloaded to it, but let me cycle power. Here we go. No power. Plug it back in. Boot it back up. Give me a second to get some coffee. Ooh, that's delicious coffee. You know, while I'm waiting for that to boot up, apparently, team, I did this same video about 10 years ago. But what's interesting is I did not have any search fields for DispBrightness or anything, so I couldn't even find this. I knew I made it years ago, but couldn't find it. Anyway, I've updated that. Hey, look, there it is. Oops, that's not the one I want. This is the one I want. That it worked like I wanted. It took it back to brightness. So now I can go back down to number 1. Oops, that's off. That's 1. And then there's the difference in contrast. Anyway, I just thought I'd cover real quick display brightness. I needed to use that for a video I just made, so I thought it would be applicable to the rest of you all to see that. Yep, that's about it. Thanks a lot, team. Have a great day. We'll see you later.